If you look closely at how global companies move people today, a subtle shift becomes visible. Business travel didn't disappear. It didn't explode back either. Instead, it changed. Trips became fewer, more deliberate, more expensive, and far more controlled. Behind that change is something most people don't notice. Business travel is no longer just a travel decision. It has become a finance decision, a SaaS decision, and increasingly, an AI decision. Before, travel was largely operational. An employee booked a flight, expenses were claimed later. Risk was assumed to be manageable. That model no longer holds. Modern companies operate across borders, currencies, and regulatory environments. Every trip introduces financial exposure, compliance risk, and security questions. Finance teams now care deeply about who travels, where they go, how often, and why. Not because travel is new, but because scale, cost, and accountability are. This is where finance enters the picture. Business travel today sits inside financial systems, expense management platforms, corporate cards, foreign exchange controls, fraud detection engines. In large organizations, this already happens quietly. Expense platforms flag unusual travel patterns automatically. Corporate cards pause transactions that fall outside policy. Finance teams see travel risk before a trip even begins, not after it ends. For finance teams, travel is no longer a reimbursement problem. It is a real-time cost and risk signal. And managing that signal manually no longer works. As companies grew more complex, software stepped in. SaaS platforms didn't disrupt business travel. They absorbed it. Travel management systems became connected to expense software connected to finance platforms connected to compliance and security tools. What used to be a booking now became a workflow. Approval, tracking, reconciliation, reporting. Travel stopped being an isolated activity. It became part of enterprise infrastructure. But even SaaS systems have limits. As data volumes increased and decisions became more time-sensitive, human oversight alone couldn't keep up. This is where artificial intelligence became essential, not as a replacement for people, but as the connective layer between systems. AI now flags unusual expenses, detects potential fraud, optimizes itineraries based on cost and policy, and scores travel risk in real time. This isn't experimental. Large enterprises already use these systems to approve or deny trips automatically, adjusting routes, costs, and risk thresholds before an employee ever opens a booking page. AI doesn't decide who travels, but it shapes the conditions under which travel is allowed. This shift changes how companies think about movement itself. A trip is no longer justified by presence alone. It is justified by outcome. Does this trip unlock revenue? Does it reduce operational risk? Does it strengthen partnerships? Finance, SaaS, and AI systems now sit quietly behind those questions, filtering decisions before a boarding pass is ever issued. Geography still matters in this new model. Even in a digital economy, systems need stable anchors: financial regulation, data governance, legal clarity. This is why regional headquarters, financial hubs, and compliance centers continue to concentrate in specific cities. Global companies tend to cluster key functions in places where trust is institutionalized and rules are predictable. Business travel flows outward from these hubs, not randomly, but deliberately. This is why travel hasn't vanished in the age of remote work. It has become more strategic. Fewer conferences, fewer routine meetings, more high-stakes interactions. When travel happens now, it is usually tied to enterprise decisions, regional expansion, or critical partnerships, and those decisions are shaped upstream by finance models, SaaS platforms, and AI systems. For companies, this creates a new internal alignment. Finance teams no longer sit at the end of the process. They shape it from the beginning. Product teams build with cost and compliance in mind. Operations teams plan travel as part of system design. Technology teams ensure platforms integrate cleanly. Movement becomes intentional. What's emerging is not a return to old business travel, and not a future without it. It's something quieter, a model where people move less, but with more purpose, where travel follows systems, systems follow trust, and trust compounds over time. Artificial intelligence didn't make travel obsolete, it made it accountable. SaaS didn't remove human judgment, it structured it. Finance didn't slow companies down, it clarified trade-offs. Together, they are reshaping how global business moves. Not loudly, not dramatically, but in ways that change everything. And if you want to understand where opportunity is moving next, watch the systems deciding who moves, when, and why. That's where the future is being built, quietly